This is the Canon EOS RP. I've had this camera for maybe 8 or 9 months now, so I figured I would give some thoughts about how it's been for me. Probably the biggest appeal of this camera to me was the size and weight, because I was upgrading from a Canon M50, the Mark I version, and that was a very small and very light camera, but I wanted to use larger lenses, in particular longer lenses for doing wildlife and bird photography, and those lenses were not going to fit very well on the M50. The weight was going to become an issue because of the small size of the M50, so I wanted a larger camera body. So the RP has been really good for that. It gives me a much better grip with wildlife lenses, and it has access to some great RF lenses like the RF 100 to 400. It's a great walk-around camera because of that weight and size as well. One thing that was lacking for me on this camera was the FPS. As someone who is interested in birds and wildlife, the FPS is very slow. There's also the fact that the RP doesn't have the more advanced animal eye tracking that the newer cameras like the R6 and the R5 and R3 do. So I don't think I'd necessarily recommend this camera for bird photographers just because the FPS is low, but for landscape photographers and portrait photographers, this is a great camera, and it does many things as well as you need to do to get into the RF system and focus on glass instead of the camera body. I do want to note in this shot that I do have the extension grip attached to the bottom. Normally that does not come with the camera itself. Overall, this is still a solid entry point to the RF system, but I would look at other new entries such as the R10, R8, and R7, and any other future cameras that may be released by Canon. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope it was helpful.